Hello and welcome everybody. In this tutorial, we're going to go over how to use EasyConical to 3D print overhangs without supports. Now, the first step doesn't even involve EasyConical, it involves the slicer that you're going to be using alongside it. Make sure you have a slicer that is compatible with your printer. I've chosen Orca Slicer just because of a bunch of features that make this process easier. So, you're going to need to calibrate your settings specifically for EasyConical's process. And the first step for that is making sure the origin is not in the bottom left corner, but is actually in the center of the print bed. So if you go into wherever that settings is, you can just make it half the size. If the X origin is half the X size and Y origin is half the Y size, that will set it exactly on center. You also want to make sure that use relative E distances is available and on. If your slicer is not compatible with relative E distances, unfortunately, you do have to use another software as there is no way around having to use this. You also want to, in Machine G code or any other settings where this might be, get rid of any priming lines. So you'll see here that this whole section is for nozzle priming. The way that works is it makes extra lines that will mess up the process. So you want to get rid of all of that. You don't want any nozzle priming, no startup lines, none of that. So save this as something you can reference later, and once you have that saved, there's also some regular settings that you will want to have. Of course, supports should be off, and you will want to have no skirt and no brim. No skirt, no brim, and also no raft, though rafts are usually disabled by default. So once you have that, save. And now, once you have these, it's time to insert the actual model. So you add the model, and in this case, I'm using the test pipe. Now, the way to do a piece with an external overhang like this is to have the center of the first layer on the origin, which is now at the center because it's going to branch outwards. So set that roughly on center. It doesn't exactly matter if it is perfectly on center, but it should be roughly there because the entire model is going to get skewed around this axis here, and that should be on the first layer. So, if your slicer is based in Prusa Slicer, you will need to do an extra step. If your slicer isn't based there, you can export this file because you need the bed settings where it is on center. So export all objects as one STL, even though there's a single object, you can export that. If it is based on Prusa Slicer, the extra step you need to do is to add a flat rectangle that is the size of the build plate before you export it. So fortunately, Orca Slicer has an easy way to do this. It lets you just make regular shapes. Other slicers, you may have to import a shape because they probably will not have this feature. Once it's in, it should look like this, a flat plate the size of the build bed, and with your part in the center. Now, this can be exported as a single STL. And we'll call it pipe plate. And now, once that is exported, and also, you may get warnings that the pieces are intersected. That doesn't matter. You can ignore that. Now, open up EasyConical. Make sure you are in the Forward Transform tab, and you're going to select an STL, the one that you just exported, so pipe with a plate. Output path is where you want this first file to be exported to, and cone angle is the angle this is going to get skewed by, the angle that in the end the lines are going to be in. So the way conical slicing works is it is printed outwards like that at an angle. Each layer is kind of at a diagonal. The 16 means that it will be at 16 degrees. Make sure you pick something that your nozzle on your machine has clearance for. 16 is an okay number generally. Refinement iterations is how many refinements the mesh goes through. 1 or 2 is usually fine for most models. And transformation type, this has an outward overhang, because the overhang's on the outside and it's starting from the center and printing out, so you select outwards. If instead you were making a bridge structure with the overhang in the center and ground pieces on the outside, the top of that bridge, would be on the origin axis, and you would select inward. But right now for this piece, we are going to do outward. So once all of your settings are in place the way you want them to be, you're going to click the transform button and wait for a little pop-up to show you that the operation has finished. So now that that's done, we can go back into the slicer. You can get rid of both of these. We don't need those anymore. And we're going to add the model. We can see pipe plate outward 16 degrees. We're going to open that in here, and everything has been skewed at an angle of 16 degrees from the origin. So if you did the workaround, this plate will be here. If you didn't do the workaround, you will only have the model there. So what you're going to do, most slicers will have a split option. So you're going to split to objects and remove the plate. So now, whether or not you have done the Prusa slicer workaround, you should be in the same spot. This piece should be here, and now you want to make sure that your slicer settings are checked. No skirts, no brims, no rafts, no supports, no extra little priming lines, because those will mess everything up. So now you can slice. And you can see here I don't have any extra little lines and stuff, because those would, in the back transformation, those would get skewed in the wrong direction and messed up, and that would not be good for any of this process. So make sure there's no additional lines, and once you're satisfied that it's good, we can export this G-code file. We're going to call it pipe skewed. And now you can open up Easy Conical for the second time, go to the Back Transform tab, and we're going to select the recently exported G-code, so pipe skewed, and the output path can be the same or wherever you want it to go. Now, these first two settings, cone angle and cone type, should match cone angle and transformation type. So we've done an outward transformation at 16 degrees, so it should be outward 16. If you have done something else, this should match that something else that you've done. First layer height, just in case your slicer or some glitch with the system moves it up or down in some weird way, first layer height allows you to manually correct that error and shift it down or up. X shift and Y shift serve a similar function for moving the part X and Y, because the printer will try to print your part exactly where it is. So even though the slicer thinks that the origin is here in the center, your printer will think the origin is back in the corner. Therefore, it will try to print the part over in the corner. So what we do is we put an X shift and Y shift in, which moves the part over so that when the origin is shifted over by the machine, the part is also shifted over and it is printed in the center of the build plate. So again, that should be set to your origin point or half the build plate. So 110, 110 in this case. And then you hit transform. Now, this process will be a variable amount of time based on your machine. This computer takes about 2.5 minutes. Other computers can take up to 20 seconds. You'll see it will go into not responding mode. That's fine. It is calculating in the background and having trouble keeping up with the GUI. It shouldn't take too much processing power and it should be done relatively quickly, so I'm just going to skip ahead until when that's done. Okay, and you can see now that it says operation finished and it is done. So now you can close out of Easy Conical. You don't need to be using it anymore. In fact, the entire process is almost finished. So in here, we'll see pipe skewed, back transform outward. And now this, you can view this in whichever G-code viewer you like. OrgaSlicer has a built-in one, so we're going to show the results there. And now this process also takes a bit of time just loading in, so I'm going to again skip ahead. Okay, now we're in OrgaSlicer's G-code viewer and you can see that the part looks from a distance exactly like it did beforehand. Except it is, shifted away from the origin the exact distance of the X shift and Y shift. Remember that the printer is going to think that the origin is over here, which is going to make the part print here. You can use a G-code viewer where the origin is set in the correct spot to actually make sure this will happen. And now you can see that the process worked by changing the layer heights in the viewer and see that they are at 16 degrees. Again, check that this can clear your nozzle. And you can watch a preview of how it's going to print without supports. It uses the bottom to bridge out, kind of. If there's any weird irregularities, some fuzzy bits, or this is a lifted way off the ground and there's a giant square under it, that was likely caused by an irregularity in the first file. So you're going to want to look there and make sure that there were no extra bits that you forgot to get rid of, because those are what likely has caused the problem. So once you're satisfied with the way your file looks, this file that's loaded in here, if it is correct, can then just be taken and put onto the machine and run. And it should go. And that's it. Have a wonderful day.